talking about the source files. So features are the feature test stuff, which is the natural language cucumber. Page objects are the thing that we're going to dive in here to in a little bit. The page object specs are the tests that use the page objects. The steps are actually what the features uses to decipher, basically the regular expression and call the JavaScript. I'm going to attempt to use the steps to call the page object stuff so that we have a tight association. And support is just a bunch of things for finding elements and stuff like that. That is currently what I'm sort of having a problem with, but it's more because of the CSS styling stuff. So now we're going to dig into, we're going to go into let's go into the page object first. So the login page object. So the page objects, they inherit each other. So there's a page, but then it has objects on the page, so you just inherit those. And it's the results browser. Okay, that's what I did. So what I was trying to remember here is what the heck did I put in here? Usually there's just an open statement, and yeah, there's their open statement. So it's just going to the path of where you want to test and of the page. And this is the other funny thing with DRP UX stuff is the Cognigo or whatever it's called, AWS stuff. So there's a redirect you have to follow to pick up a state, right? And that's one of the problems I have, and I was having. I got through that problem. And it's pretty simple, and then with these tests, then we can do it all the time. The only thing it is, then you have to have a lot of it, validated user blah 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 blah, and we can work through some of that. But the prototype, basically these are prototyped objects, and so that you can attach them to the that's get all the JavaScript complication and hanging off of trees and all that stuff that you want to get into. But the simple of it is that what I wanted to inherit on each one of these pages is I wanted to use this visual check. And so basically I can call it on any page objects that has inherited this page, and I can pick up this little function. And that's what we'll be doing a lot of, is just creating different little functions and stuff like that to make the testing easier, or to build it in. So we end up with these. The only thing that you should change in the long run are the tables, and I'm sure that everybody else has. I'm sure the Golang stuff has these sort of things in their testing and all that stuff too, especially with the API REST API stuff. So all the REST API, the CSS, and the feature files should all share some sort of common language, or at least have a map to each other, because you're really going after a same function but multiple different ways. So now I think we can get into the that's the login page. So this is where I was really having problems. So this inherits the login page. So I got a minute left, so I'm going to try to get through this, the login page, because then the next thing will be the actually spec that calls all this stuff. But anyway, this is really just to pick up all the unique stuffs for this certain view of which is the login page. And the complication I was having, like down here, is there's a bit of navigation that needs to be done. I'm kind of torn between where to put, and what object. And it really doesn't matter, but it does when your brain's trying to wrap, in a year when you forget it and something's broken, you're trying to wrap your brain back around this. But anyway, these are the objects that you can call on a login page. I gotta stop.